Ever since I did the last video where I recreated one of Winx girls, Flora, you guys were insisting that I redraw another girl. So well, I just couldn't say no to that, so today I'm gonna take my own spin on Musa. Let's get started. So the reason why I picked Musa for my today's recreation is mainly because of her original style and the color scheme she's representing. I thought it would be something a bit different for me because in my drawings I don't use the combination of blue and red that often, so it might be something cool and refreshing to try out. Also, talking about Musa's clothing style, I absolutely love it. It reflects a lot of like 90s, early 2000s vibe. I mean, come on, let's all look at her baggy jeans and the red crop top. That's a vibe. So I'm definitely gonna be playing around this aesthetic while designing her outfit today because I both want to translate the original character's style but also give it a modern look. When it comes to her pose, I really wanted to show the attitude she has and how confident and fierce she is. I decided to go for a half body shot, but my goal was to make it dynamic and quite playful at the same time. Therefore, I drew her kind of leaning to the left with one arm up and the other one, yeah, that was the thing I still couldn't figure out what to do with this other arm. First I wanted to place her hand on her chest, but that kind of looked weird. So then I thought that giving her a phone to hold in that hand could solve this issue quite well, and well, I kind of liked how it looks. Also, as far as her body goes, one thing I really wanted to do this time was to draw a super snatched waist. I honestly tend to draw my characters with rather neutral body types, but with Musa I really wanted to try to give her a sporty and lean silhouette, so she would be a little bit more skinny than my typical characters, so I thought that enhancing the waist area and make it super snatched like I already said, would help me to achieve the look I was going for. And I think that especially with that pose, the waist situation will be even more enhanced and visible. For the coloring, here I was obviously going to work with her original color scheme, which means blue, red and hints of purple. However, I started off with coloring her complexion. Musa has a quite fair skin tone, so I obviously wanted to stick with that, so I needed to be quite careful with shading, because when it comes to coloring very fair and light skin tones, it's really easy to go overboard and overshade the skin and make it look quite muddy, if that makes sense. And also, since I haven't done digital drawings in a while, I wanted to pay more attention to the coloring and shading part. I know that I have this problem that sometimes I'm just trying to do too much shading and it ends up looking not as good. Also this time I try to avoid using the smudge tool because I'm also not very keen on the effect that it gives. So I was rather trying to color my drawing with one or two brushes that would overlap each other, creating the mid-tones, instead of just trying to smudge everything to achieve those mid-tones, which results in a quite plasticky effect, if you guys know what I mean. And at the end of my coloring process, I wanted to play around with the details and the accessories. Not only I already gave her a red bandana, which I think fits her personality and enhances the 90s vibe even more, but also I went ahead and added some prints on her crop top. I gave her this little arm purse that are so in right now. And as the final touch, this big sparkly belt, which I think ties everything together so perfectly. And this is what my recreation of Musa looks like. I'm super happy with this drawing because not only I think I managed to convey Musa's personality and aesthetic, but also I'm loving the coloring of this drawing and how I managed to do the shading, especially on her stomach. So please let me know how do you guys like my recreation and if you agree with the points I just mentioned. And that will be pretty much all for today. Thank you so much for watching. I love you all. I hope you're all staying safe and healthy. And well, I'll be seeing you guys very soon. Take care. Bye.
I'm just going with the gut. Never had a doubt. Felt like this is just a must. Put me in perspective. I'm the deepest in the cut. Everybody tuning in, but this is just for us now.